everyone, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie and welcome to Tuesday Tutorial Tuesday. And I have some finished pieces here from last week's project that we worked on, where we used sari fabric and we used wax linen. We also used the fairy silk from Jessie James Beads. So I wanted to show you some finished pieces from last week's Tutorial Tuesday, and then we're going to jump into today's Tutorial Tuesday, which we're going to be combining techniques today. So everything that we've kind of played with over the last couple of weeks, we're going to combine and see what kind of cool things we can come up with. So without further ado, this is a Halloween necklace that I created with my Jessie James Beads Ambassador box. This is the Fright Night mix, and I did an unboxing of that. And if you recall, we did these wax linen rings with the macrame stitch, and it's perfect for dangles, I think. You can always connect them like we did, like you saw in one of my other necklaces. But if you want to do something simple, here's a nice example of something simple. And I just love how it turned out. And it adds a whole new texture, I think, and interest to a collection of beads. So that is example one of last week's. Don't you love these evil eye beads? I love those too. This is last week's tutorial on the linen. And we also have this guy that I did. If you remember, I used the fairy silk and then we wrapped linen around that, and then I used the hole that was already there, and I hung a charm with another charm. And this also came from my ambassador box, but I did add a few things. I added some Hishi beads that were mine, and these crackle agate beads. And then at the end, I used more fairy silk, and I did a little wire wrapping and just knotted it. But I think that turned out really cute. And I love the orange and the purple together. So it adds a nice texture, very fun. Very, very fun. And then if you saw my finished jewelry update that I just did for the Bohemian Nights, this was sari fabric that we wrapped around the long component, and then we came back with the linen. I'll hold it up so you can get a closer look. And then I did wire wrapping. I believe this is 24 gauge wire. I added components, which is nice, so you can add components. This piece pretty much is a mix of ideas, because you've got the sari fabric and the linen, and then you've got the wire. So that created just a really rich textural piece for the necklace. And of course, and a lot of you love these elephants. I do too, on the cushions. I just really loved that. So today we're going to combine some techniques. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. I've just started this, but I haven't finished it. This guy came in the latest mystery bead box from Jessie James Beads called, oh gosh, what's it called? What's the lady from Addams Family? Morticia's Garden. And unfortunately, I did an unboxing and the video got destroyed. So I am going to come to you with some highlights of that box, because I'm getting ready to start making jewelry with that. But this is one of the elements that came in the box. And I'm not a creepy crawly kind of person, but he is sparkly. And I wanted to make a spiderweb kind of looking thing. So I used the fairy silk again, and I used the linen. And I'm going to attach him in here somehow, or I may just hang him right up there. I haven't decided yet. Designer's choice, and I'm still pondering. So anyway, that is the excitement in the updates of all the things we've learned last week. Today we're going to play. We're going to play with all our ideas. I had so much fun getting ready for this this weekend. So this weekend I painted a whole bunch of these components. I even painted the laser pieces to see what that looked like, because we hadn't done that. And just more really crazy components like that one I thought was neat. And I loved the hearts. So we have a heart here. We have more of these shapes, a couple of colors in these shapes. And so I thought we would play today with the fabric, the linen, some wire, and also washi tape, and see what we can do to combine. So this is play hour. I haven't tried this. I've sort of had it in my head what I wanted to do. So this is going to be experimental, live and in front of you. So we'll see how it goes. But I do encourage you to play. Now that you've learned all these techniques, combine them, see what you can come up with. I think it's going to be a really cool thing once we get going. So I'm going to pick some pieces out here to play with, and we will get started. And I think I would like to start with maybe these guys and see what I can do with them. And then I'll just pick and choose some more things as we go. And my thought for these was maybe to combine the fairy silk and wire and or the sari fabric, because I just love this. This looks really pretty together. So maybe we'll do that. So we'll start with this fairy silk, the sari fabric, if I can get my terminology straight. And we're gonna play, see what we can come up with. I'm gonna cut these guys in half. And let's see, what color wire? I was gonna do some wire on these too. I think I'm gonna do some gold. This is 24 gauge tarnish resistant gold wire. Get some nippers here. And let's just see what we can do with this. So I kind of thought about, like I did for the component on the flat piece, that the necklace piece with the elephants, just make a wrap with the fabric and just see if we can get this to tie. Of course, live, so fingers are gonna stop working any second. I might do a public service announcement, or I may come off camera if I can't get this on here, because I don't want to watch you. I don't want you to watch me struggle with this. But sometimes I'm all thumbs, especially when I know somebody's watching me, which is kind of silly because I'm recording. There's really nobody watching me yet. Silly me. Come on, mister. So, take your time. Here we go. Here we go. As I always say, take your time. You're playing, you don't stress yourself out. All right. Guess I should take my own advice, huh? All right. Cute. So, I don't know that he'll fit all the way around, but I do want some of the bead to show, since I took the time to paint it. And we'll just wrap it. Let's come back up here. Come back up here. That's really cute. And you can mess with it, if you're not satisfied with, maybe I'll make it a little more even. That looks more intentional. There we go. But you do you. If you want it more messy, make it more messy. Very cute. All right, now I'm not gonna fret too much if I can't get this tied, because we're gonna come back with some wire to kind of keep everything stable. of glue handy, you know, your GS Hypo. I'm going to leave these tails until I'm ready, but I rather like that. Now let's see, we'll come in with some wire. And see these holes too, you can hang like a tassel here would be cute, and then this would hang off your necklace. Or you could make a link on a necklace, that would be cute. I would like that. Let's see. Do get enough wire. I mean, you want to get plenty of wire. You don't want to run out of wire. And snip. And then what I like to do with wire is kind of give it a, straighten it with my fingers. And the 24 gauge is easy to do because it's so thin, and the warmth of your hands will get any kinks out. But get yourself a nice long piece, and then we'll start wrapping. Let's see what, we will start wrapping and see what happens. I know, don't quit my day job. I understand. All right. So I like to anchor first. And you know, if it grabs those little corners of your fabric, great, because it'll help, you know, keep it unraveling. Extra security, not a bad thing. Okay, tuck that boy in there. And then we're just gonna start wrapping. And if you want to make more than one loop, the thing I would say about this wire is very easy to kink it up. So be very gentle with it when you're wrapping. And kind of try to push it through like that. And then what I was thinking would be to reinforce maybe the corners with extra wraps so that you have more of that gold kind of color. Maybe 3 wraps like that. See that? That's quite cute. Very boho. We'll get to some more exact combinations in a minute. But for those of you that like the boho look, I think this should be right up your alley. And, you know, if you have beautiful fabrics at home, if you're like me, I love to make jewelry, but I do other crafts, and so I have all, I mean, find stuff in your house that maybe you haven't used in a while. It's very pretty. I like that. I like it. I like it. You can also, as you're running this through, add a bead. That would be cool. Add more texture. But you don't have to, but it's a thought. You could add brass components or gold components like I did on that elephant necklace. You just basically loop it through your wire and attach it. Okay. And I think I'm going to do the extra wraps on this end too. But do take more wire than you think you're going to need, because it runs out quick. You'd be surprised. All right, and then I'm going to come through here and wrap it. You could also have used linen here, the wax linen, or you could do wax linen and the wire. And here we have it. Very fun. And I think if you do 2 of these, you know, on a necklace, you could maybe hang something here. You could do another component like we did with the macrame. Maybe that's how you could combine it. And then have a drop. Or you can take a big gemstone, like a focal bead gemstone would be really cool. So that's an idea. And oh, and how I kind of tuck this in under here when I'm done with the wire, if you're wondering how to finish this off, because you don't want people to get poked. So tuck your wire in, and any little pieces, I try to make sure they're like on the inside of something that's not going to rub against somebody's neck. You just want to push them in, or get a tool and push them in, and then just run your hand over it so you know it won't snag any clothing or poke anybody. But I like the way that turned out. That's very, very cute. Very boho, as they say. So I will finish this one off camera and see what I can do with these. But I'm just looking at these beads that I have, these crackle agate beads. Check these out with this. Let me hold them up. Neat, huh? Put some gold findings. Add some more. Maybe pick up the green or some of the blue. Some fuchsia. So just making a piece like this, you have a jumping off point on colors for a piece. And that's what's nice. You've created this. And I love to use focals as a jumping off point. That's what I find so inspiring. And if you make a piece like this, you're going to have your colorway already set. And you can just go from there. So we'll put this one aside. Let's try something else. I did find some more washi tape with some really cute little flowers in them, and I thought, what if we just cut out little elements from the tape and not just use just the whole tape and put them on and then sealed them. So I thought it'd be fun to try that. So I was going to pull out a big piece and see if this would work or not. And I'm going to just gently put this on my, if you have something that's less, this is cardboard, so I'm thinking, you know, the special cutting boards they have that are that it won't stick to, I would use that. I don't have one of those. I probably should invest in one if I'm going to explore this idea anymore. But what I thought would be cool is to take your X-Acto knife and just pull out little elements that you like on the tape. We're going to see if this works or not. And put them on the piece that you've painted. Again, you want to take your time. Don't want to cut yourself. Let's see what happens. So maybe I won't make it perfect on here, but I'll go over the corner. It's kind of cool. Let's get one of these big jobbies. Some of this washi tape. I just love all the colors. I tried to pick colors with the paint because I knew I was going to try this. And this is just that craft paint that we used before that you can get everywhere. Acrylic paint. Let's see. I like that. I think you have to play with it a little. I'm not as exact as I would like to be, but I'm just for the benefit of the experimentation. I like that. Cute. And you can, I would definitely go over this with a spray adhesive, you know, spray, like a clear spray paint or something, or shellac, to keep these ends from coming up, because they're going to come up if you don't seal it. But that's very adorable. I also thought with these components, I painted one end of it, and I thought, what if you did the other end with some washi tape? Let's see, what do I have here? Kind of a half and half deal. These are those koi fish again. You see, you can put the koi fish on the top. When these come, they're taped together. I'm just going to keep them together for right now. But I did like the way that this guy packaged them. They stay together in the packaging, which I thought was cool. So how fun would this be? You can do 1/2 paint and 1/2 the washi tape. You can stretch your washi tape more. Then you could come in and use that's cute. Use a gold, maybe jump rings here, because you know you got your little holes. Let me get those out. Neat. And if you wanted to go further, I thought, and again, do all kinds of techniques. Don't just stop with one. Do 3, do 4, do 5. If you have an idea, try it. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work, and then you figure something out, and maybe you come up with something else. I do that all the time. I have an idea, and it doesn't stay in my, it doesn't work really good, but something else comes up. So I'm going to warm this again. Let's see what happens when we wire wrap. Just curious. This is all about playing. This is all about experimentation. There's no right or wrong. You just want to take what you've learned and go, what if I did this? And then do it. If it doesn't work, no big deal. You might get another idea. Okay. And now I'm just taking this wire and putting it through these little corners. They're just begging for something. Sometimes the shapes of things will give you ideas, which I think is cool. You could also do this with the linen. You know, you have, or the, you know, a tiny piece of sari fabric. Maybe not a thick piece, because this is a pretty small component. But I mean, you should try it. We'll see what this looks like in a second. Neat. I rather like the way that looks. You could hang dangles from those too. Or you could add a bead. Very, very cool. And then, just speaking of wire, there's just so much you can do with wire. I liked this piece for the color for fall. And this is this came from the mystery box that I'm still working on from Jesse James Beads, called, what is it called? Autumn Woods. And I thought, hanging this down here would be cute. So some of the things that I like to do is kind of making my own bail with wire. So let's take our wire again. We'll cut it. Again, take more than you think you need. And straighten it out. Okay. And then I thought I would make a loop. Do a little wire wrap here. Where's my... Gonna make a loop. Again, no right or wrong. This is pretty thin wire, that's why I doubled this, because you don't have the strength of a thicker gauge wire. Whoops. I just dropped my other piece. That's all right. I'm not fishing for that right now. I'll get another piece. Yes, it's not a video with me unless I've dropped something. That's just the way it is. So it's Tuesday, our tutorial Tuesday. I'm not sure why I picked Tuesday other than everybody likes to eat tacos on Tuesday, and I thought, tutorial Tuesday, that would be fun. So now I'm going to wire wrap this one and make a loop. And there's many ways you can do this. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. But I just thought this would be nifty looking to add just a little bit of bling to this wood piece. And you can make this messy or neat. I'm going for a kind of messy boho look again. I just tend to like that look. I'm after the sparkle and the texture more than I am perfection. If that makes any sense. Let me see if I can move these around a little. I do love to play with wire. Okay, I think this will be our last wrap. And then let's see if we can attach this guy. I think I want him a little closer to the bottom there. Maybe like that. Yeah. Okay. You're going to clean up back here and make sure that this is tucked under so nobody gets poked. That's the last thing you want if somebody's wearing your jewelry or you're wearing your jewelry. And this little guy's sticking out. Let me grab a flat nose. Oh, mister. There we go. And the other thing I think about is you can hang other dangles. I think that's cute. So there's another focal combining techniques. And I was also thinking, well, these guys are such unusual shapes. I wanted to play with the linen, some of this stuff. Let's see what we can do with this. So when you see all those crazy components I make, this is how I do it. I literally start playing around. And you can come up with some cool stuff. Don't be afraid. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No big deal. Let's see what we got here. So I was thinking this would be fun. Let's see if I have something I could, well, I thought I'd wrap it through here a few times. Kind of like that. And so those holes are pretty big, so you could fit a few passes of this through here. Uh-oh. It's fraying just a tad. So I would recommend, if you're going to do this technique, maybe put a little glue and let it dry before you, because that'll make it like its own little needle. Or if you have some thread needles, you could use those for sure. Some tapestry needles maybe would work. Come on. One more time. You can do it. There we go. Yeah. Oh. I love it when a plan does not come together. Let me go this way. Yeah, it's fraying. All right, well, like I said, I'm going to play with this. I'll probably put a little glue at the end of this so it doesn't fray, because you can get this through here more times. But since since we're playing, we'll just do something else. Maybe this could be another spider web thing, possibly. Oh. Well, fuddy-duddy. So maybe I'll play with that off camera and come back to you with a solution. Stay tuned for that. I think the key is not letting it fray. And if you glue the end and let it dry overnight into a little pointy shape at the end, then you'll have no problem. So I'm going to try that. We will work on that off camera for you. And let's see what else we got. This guy. Oh, I did think this would be pretty. Just to do a stripe of the washi tape. Let's try that. And I wanted to use a very narrow, ornate piece. So let's find the end. And so if you just want a little bling, You know, you can add rhinestones and things to this stuff too. Like those flat back rhinestones would be cool. Well, that's very subtle and pretty. You could do one here and one here maybe, or do a little wire wrapping here or here. That's very nice. You can hang a bead down here, like a little crystal bead would be pretty. And I would definitely coat this. So that's kind of cool. What else? I don't want to make this video too long, but I will show you some of the other things I was thinking of, like these long pieces. I thought would be cool on the edges with the thin tape. And then do some wire wrapping. Let's see how that would work. Kind of nifty. And the thing about wrapping this, well, there's two ways you could go. We're going on the edge, but I want to try something different with another one, and then we'll wrap up. So I was thinking, doing a wrap this way. And you could certainly hang a bead off that. And then there's your edge. Cool. Or you could take that same, well, let's try this. This is pretty fall color. Maybe a wider tape. You're not going to need much, because what we're going to do is wrap it around the middle of the bead. Like this. Isn't that pretty? Multiple millions, tons of ideas, you all. I mean, it's never ending. There's so much that you can do. Look at this pretty bird. I think I'll stop with the bird. We're going to try the bird, and then I'll call it a night. But just think about, ooh, that is gorgeous. Look at that. Let's try to get that on there. Just think about all the different ways you can combine these. I just think the possibilities are endless. And I'm sure just a few things that I've come up with today, you can come up with a whole lot more. And I would love to hear. Oh, somebody had messaged me about stamps when I was trying to stamp the painted beads, about stamps for your nails, which I didn't think about, and I have not tried it yet, but I thought, what a brilliant idea. Because as you remember, the stamps that I was using was for scrapbooking and mixed media art, but nail stamps make more sense, don't they? So if anybody out there has nail stamps and you've tried that, let me know. I'm really curious about it. And also, I noticed that there's lots of decals and things you can buy for your fingernails, like over at Sally Beauty Supply. Those would be fun to use also. So think about that as well, if you haven't tried that. I have not, but I'm not, this is not the end of my experimentation by any means, because now I'm addicted to all of these possibilities, and I'm pretty excited about the majority of them. And even if they don't work out, they do lead you to something that does work. Oh, this is going to be pretty, you all. And who knows? I haven't even gotten into polymer clay, or what is the other stuff? The resin. If any of you have done that, you know, that's kind of a mixed media as well. Let's see how we want to put this guy on here. Wow. Of course, he needs to be smoothed down a little, but isn't that beautiful? Whoops. That washi tape is gorgeous. Yeah, so I mean, play. Try new stuff. Combine things. You know, add several techniques. Whoops. I'm dropping things, guys. Several techniques together. This is several techniques. This is several techniques. And you can make finished pieces of jewelry that are really, truly your own. And, you know, these collections we buy through Jesse James Beads and Softflex and everything, they're wonderful. They're great jumping off points, but you can really make them spectacular if you throw in a few twists of your own. So I hope I inspired you today. I hope this was interesting and fun now that we've combined all these fun things. And I didn't even touch the decoupage either. That's a whole nother avenue of creativity and experimentation that we can go down the road with. So as I experiment, I will bring things to you as well. I will play around more with this stuff and come up with some finished jewelry for you to see next week in our Tutorial Tuesday, which next week we're going to start doing some Halloween projects, and just very simple earrings that I have an idea for that I think you're going to love. And, you know, not the scary Halloween, but the fun Halloween. And then from there, I literally have written out an entire list of ideas for tutorials to take us through the new year. So I'm very excited to share all of that with you. And as usual, I appreciate all of you very much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Click the bell so you know when I come out with a new video. If you're new, check out the other tutorials we've done. I think we did 4 create your own focal videos, and this was the culmination. Those of you who've been with me from the beginning, I adore you. Take care of yourselves and your family and be safe. And I will see you on the next video.